You make more money than you used to, but somehow you feel poorer. Bills arrive faster, savings disappear slower, and no matter how hard you try, the finish line keeps moving. Hear the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say out loud. In today's economy, you don't start building wealth at zero. You start at minus $70,000. This is the $70,000 survival entry fee. And if you don't pay it every year, life punishes you quietly. Let me show you how it works. A few years ago, $70,000 meant success. It meant you were doing well. It meant stability. Today, it just means you can breathe. Rent or mortgage, groceries, car payment, insurance, utilities, phone, internet, healthcare, basic emergencies. By the time the math is done, $70,000 is gone. You haven't saved $1. You haven't invested $1. You haven't built anything. You've just survived. Now here's the scary part. Most people don't realize this is happening. They blame themselves. They think they're bad with money, undisciplined, lazy, behind. But they're not. They're trapped inside a system that silently changed the rules. Let me tell you a story. Imagine two people. Same job. Same salary. Same effort. One lives in 2005. One lives today. In 2005, housing was cheaper. Food was cheaper. Healthcare was manageable. College wasn't a lifetime sentence. That person could save 10 to 15% without thinking. It happened automatically. Now fast forward to today. The second person earns more on paper, but pays double for housing, triple for healthcare, and rents everything from music to software to car features. Their money leaks out before it even lands. Same effort, same intelligence, different outcome. Not because they failed, but because the ground moved. This is where fear quietly enters the picture. Because when your income only covers survival, your brain changes. You stop thinking long-term. You stop planning. You stop dreaming. You start reacting. And when you live in reaction mode long enough, your nervous system believes this is permanent. That's why people panic buy. That's why they impulse spend. That's why they avoid bank apps. That's why budgeting feels painful instead of empowering. It's not a discipline problem. It's a survival response. Here's the cruel irony. The harder you work to escape, the more exhausted you become. You save $500 and emergency wipes it out. You get a raise, rent increases. You pay off a card, a new expense appears. It feels like running on a treadmill that speeds up every time you breathe. This is the moment most people give up. And if you've ever felt that fear, that quiet panic at 2 a.m., the thought that maybe this is just life now, you're not alone. But you are missing one thing. Before I show you the way out, let me ask you something. If this already makes sense, if you felt this pressure, take 1 second and subscribe. This channel exists to explain the things no one explains about money, calmly, clearly, without shame. And if this video hits you personally, leave a comment. I read them all. Now, here's the relief. The $70,000 survival entry fee is real, but it's not permanent. Once you see it, you can stop fighting yourself and start fighting the structure. Because the goal is not to budget harder. The goal is to break the survival loop. The moment you do that, everything changes. Here's what wealthy people understand and most others don't. You don't build wealth by cutting coffee. You build wealth by crossing thresholds. There's a line where your money finally starts working for you instead of against you. And until you cross it, you will always feel behind. That line is not happiness. It's not luxury. It's not freedom. It's safety. Once your basics are covered without stress, your brain unlocks a different mode. You stop reacting. You start choosing. That's when investing becomes easier. That's when patience appears. That's when discipline feels natural, not before. This is why the middle class feels like it's disappearing, because it wasn't erased, it was repriced. Most people were never told. So what do? You stop judging yourself. You stop comparing. And you start building one layer at a time, reduce leakages, increase income leverage, build buffers, cross safety thresholds, then optimize. Not all at once, not overnight, unintentionally. In the next video, I'll show you the system that quietly drains your money every month, not through big expenses, but tiny ones that feel harmless. It's called digital feudalism. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Till then, Remember this: if you feel broke at $70,000, it's not because you failed. It's because survival now has an entry fee. And understanding that is the first step to escaping it. If you want to understand money clearly, without fear, without shame, without confusion, subscribe to the 1K rule. Because once you see how the system works, you stop blaming yourself. And that's when things finally change.